we have here?
This is called the Helicycle. It's a single-place helicopter that we build in Nampa, Idaho.
Now, is this something that's just new to the market, or has it been out for a while?
No, it's been in production since 1998. We're on our 6th production run. We've delivered 180 of these kits. There are 63 of them flying currently all over the world, and so we've built quite a few of them at this point.
Now, when you talk about a kit, what all is involved for a customer that gets delivery of one of these to get it flying?
Well, we build them and we deliver the kit in segments. So there's 4 separate shipments involved with the kit, and it's sent out in sort of a logical assembly fashion, meaning you get all the parts in a logical order. It's about a 400-hour construction project, so it's fairly straightforward, and all the instructions are in video format. So we're not asking you to sort through a bunch of drawings. The customer watches the construction on a video, and it shows them how to do each phase of the construction.
And how much area would somebody need to take a project like this on?
Square footage type area?
Yeah, like a single garage?
Garage? Yeah, a single garage is just fine as long as it's at least 22 feet long. Basically, it's no wider than a compact car, and but with the blades on, you're right at 26 feet. But with the blades off, you need about 20, 22, 23 feet.
And what kind of tooling is the customer going to need to finish the unit up?
Nothing special, just hand tools. A drill press is nice. Some power tools are helpful. Drills and just normal things. There's no welding or machining required. The kit comes complete in that respect. There are some parts that you have to fabricate, so maybe a bandsaw and a grinder or something like that. But it's fairly straightforward.
Now, is there any fiberglassing or any construction he has to do on the cowl or anything like that?
There's a little bit of cutting, but then you don't have to actually do any fiberglass work. We have a fiberglass cabin that you have to cut and fit and do some things in that respect, but you don't actually have to create anything out of fiberglass.
Now, what are you powering the unit with?
This is our it's called a T62 Turbine. It's a power the engine comes from a ground power unit, and we've taken it and shrunk the gearbox down and made it much lighter, and then we take that engine and derate it to about 100 horsepower, which is just about perfect for this engine, or this helicopter. It's got more horsepower available, but 100 horsepower is adequate for the helicopter.
And what kind of performance would the average person get out of this with that power?
Most guys are reporting around 13 gallons per hour fuel burn. The ship will carry 16 or 21 gallons of fuel, so that gets you an hour or an hour and a half of duration in the flying. Cruise speed 95 to 100 miles per hour.
Now, we talked a little bit about the engine, but there's a reduction drive and so on and so forth that's involved in that as well, is there not?
Yeah. And that's what, and this is our gearbox here. The engine operates normally at 62,000 RPMs. So we have there's a planetary reduction inside here, and then a 2-to-1 reduction. So the ultimate output is 3,000 RPMs. And this is our own design here. We built and designed the patterns for this gearbox. We have the castings done at a casting house, and then we do all of the finished machining and fit up in-house. All of the gearboxes, the main rotor gearbox, the tail rotor gearbox, are all custom designed for this helicopter. So we're not using components from some other machine. These are purpose-built for the Helicycle.
Now, what about TBO, that type of thing on the engine?
Well, the engine doesn't have it's what's called an on-condition engine. At least that's how we're operating. We've got a 500-hour inspection interval, meaning that at 500 hours, we would want to get the engine back from the customer. We would do a complete teardown inspection or condition inspection on the engine, and if components pass inspection, then they go back together for another 500 hours. We look carefully at bearings. We do a dye penetrant inspection on the turbine wheel and the compressor wheel and all the critical components, and if everything passes, then you run it for another 500 hours.
Now, what rotors on this is a standard type of rotor coming with the helicopter?
Yeah, we build all these rotors. It's a standard two-blade rotor system, but it's got a lot of it's a solid leading-edge spar and a bonded and riveted skin. So it's got a lot of it's a fairly heavy blade, and it's got a lot of rotor inertia. So it does good for auto rotations.
Now, control system-wise, is this the same as you'd find on most other helicopters?
Yeah, your standard, you got your collective and your cyclic and your foot pedals. They all operate the same as any other helicopter in the world.
So if somebody was interested in getting one of these, what kind of delivery times are you looking at to get delivery of a kit?
Well, you got to get into our production run. Our current production run is sold out. Our next production run would start sometime December 2012, and the best way to do it is just to get in touch with us at the factory. Our factory is Eagle R&D is our company name, and we're in Nampa, Idaho. Helicycle.com, HELICYCLE.com is the website, and all of our contact information is there. You can call us anytime, and we can get you set up on the next production run.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.